Hello, welcome to the theatre of my mind. Okay, so come on guys, right, annotate. I need some pictures and stuff. Okay, so I just wanted to explain a little bit more about vitamin D and when in the year that happens. So this is what I was looking for. It was really hard to find. It took me maybe an hour to find this, and it is not the right one that I wanted to look for because it is the wrong degree of latitude. Okay, let's explain latitude first, just in case you're not totally aware, and that's fine if you're not. Okay, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, the equator. So latitude is basically lines across the Earth. They run horizontally around the Earth. The equator is at 0 degrees latitude. Okay, the Tropic of, now I can't remember which way around it is. Cancer, I think, is the more northerly one, is considered 23.5 degrees north. I just want to put this in perspective a little bit and give you some other locations in the world and how far north they are. So London is roughly 51 degrees north from the equator. Stockholm is nearly 60 degrees north from the equator. Madrid is roughly 40 degrees north from the equator. Tenerife, let me just check where Tenerife was, 28 degrees north from the equator. What other ones did I get? The Caribbean is obviously quite a range of places between 9 and 22 degrees north of the equator. So hopefully that gives you a bit of perspective about where we are in relation to some very hot places where the sun is very intense. Okay, and even those places that I've mentioned, they're not directly on the equator. So at the equator, the sun is even more intense. Right, let's try and explain this bundle of joy here. So this line here, this circular line that I'm just kind of tracing a bit here, that is the longest day of the year. That is the 21st of June. Okay, bear in mind, this is for a place that is slightly further south than we currently live, unless any of you have moved to northern France or maybe Paris. Maybe Paris is around about that far. Okay, and this is the shortest day of the year, so that's the 21st December. Okay, so that's that line that runs down there. So what we need to, so these lines are essentially dates. So this next line, that'll be the 21st July or May. This next line here, 21st of August or 21st of April. The next line, that one, 21st of September or March. Okay, and then we're looking October, November, December, and obviously March, Feb, okay, and January, I think. Hang on, let me just pause this for a second. Okay, so these lines are the dates. Okay, it doesn't show it exactly. Okay, but what we're looking for is this here. Okay, 50 degrees. This is where, when the sun is high enough in the sky for UVB rays to pass through the atmosphere and actually get to my skin, into my eyes, so that I can actually start producing vitamin D. Now, we need to trace these lines, okay, and pick the right line, okay, because it's a bit of a difficult thing to see, and I've drawn a load of stuff on before here, which makes it kind of a bit harder to see. So if I come out here and undo some of this stuff, it's not going to work. Helpful. All right. Well, we'll keep up with it. So again, next point. So this line here is this is solar noon, not what your watch says noon is. Okay, so solar noon is maybe slightly different depending on where you are in a time zone as to when actual noon is. So in the east of England, say you're in Kent or in Norfolk, solar noon is a few minutes before it would be in Swansea, okay, on the west of the UK, or in Ireland. Okay, so in Ireland, the time is the same, okay, but in terms of the sun, it's actually quite different. So sunrise in the west of Ireland is a lot later than it is in the east of England, but technically they're the same time because we're in the same time zone. It's a few minutes difference between the two, and maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, depending. I don't know what it is exactly, okay, but there is a time difference. Okay, all right. So this here is sunrise. This gives us sunrise. So sunrise on the 21st of June is here, kind of 4:30. Let's go here. Oh man, this is a confusing picture. Sunrise here. Wrong. Sunrise on the 21st of August is about there, so 5:20, 5:10. Sunrise on the 21st of September, 6 a.m. Okay, so I'm tracing that line down to the edge. Sunrise on the 21st of October, just before 7, 6:50. Sunrise on the 21st of November is here, 7:45, roughly. Sunrise on the shortest day of the year is about 8 o'clock. You can see this is not the easiest thing to comprehend, especially because I've drawn a load of lines on here already. So what we're looking at is anything that is above this wavy line. Okay, so we're looking maybe 45 degrees to 50 degrees. That anything above that line in terms of times of day is when, and time of year, is when we're going to get vitamin D from UVB sunlight. So if I come down here, so on the longest day of the year, we're going to get sunlight. We were going to be able to get UVB sunlight at around, if I trace that line around, okay, somewhere between 9 a.m. and 9:30. And it's going to end in this, again, this is on the longest day, around about here, 3 p.m.-ish. So on the longest day of the year, somewhere around 9 a.m. to somewhere around 3 p.m, we are going to be able to get UVB sunlight, and that is on the longest day of the year. Any other day of the year, that time frame decreases. Okay, smaller than that. So where we are now, we are on the 20th of April. So if I go into here, April, this is my line for April. This one here that I'm tracing now. Okay, and bear in mind, this is for the wrong latitude. So all this lines shift up a little bit for where we are exactly. Okay, so let's come back here, April, 21st of April. Okay, at solar noon, we're going to get that. There's my line. Okay, and bear in mind, this is for 48 degrees north, not 51 degrees north. We are looking at somewhere around 10:30, 10:40 to, no, this is my own squiggly line, somewhere around 1:30, 1:40. That's where you're going to be able to produce vitamin D from UVB. I couldn't get one that looked like this for 51, 52 degrees north, which is roughly where we are. Okay, for most of us. Okay, if you're in Scotland, it's even more, and in the very south of England, you get a bit. You get maybe another day or two either side. Hopefully, this makes sense. Okay, so you can only make vitamin D above this line. Okay, so it's at certain times of day in certain weeks and months of the year. It is not an easy graph to describe or understand, okay, because there's about 3 things all going on in one thing, and there's lots of lines everywhere, and they mean different things. Okay, so these yellow ones, I'll come back to yellow. Yellow is time of day. Time of day, time of day, time of day. Okay, so 4 AM somewhere over here. Okay, and this is 4 PM, 5 PM, 6 PM, 7 PM, 8 PM, 9 PM is going to be a bit around here. So yellow lines, time of day. The concentric circles, okay, the circles that come from the middle relate to angle of the sun. Okay, so 10 degrees is obviously very, very low in the sky. 20 degrees is a bit high. 40, 45, 50 degrees is where UVB comes through. Okay, 30 degrees, which is this line here. Draw that in another color. Draw that in red. It's UVA. So anything below here is only infrared light. Anything above here, you've got UVA and infrared, and anything above here, anything from here to 50 includes UVB as well. Hope that all makes sense. Okay, so I haven't got an accurate date for you. I have read stuff online which says the 15th of April. I think that's for the very, very most southerly point in the UK. That's not London, so I may have got my dates wrong a little bit, and I think maybe the 26th was maybe more Scotland. It depends on where I got this data from before. I can't remember exactly. It was a while ago, and as you can see, they're not the easiest thing to read. So we're in this period now, kind of mid to end of April, where the UK now starts receiving UVB light, but only really in the middle of the day. Longest day of the year, 9 AM to 3 PM-ish. Now, you're looking only around about solar noon for a few minutes either side, okay, maybe half an hour. And then 21st of September, it's wrong, 21st of August, okay, or middle of August, we're looking at about the same as we are now. Hope that all makes perfect and clear and obvious sense to you all. All right. I thought I'd put myself in a little theatre as well. Lovely.